Good morning, everybody. Jack Leeson with StartUpTrading.com. It is January 7th here, 9:08 in the morning. And the title of the video is, Will Friday's extension anchor hold? Well, it has held thus far. Yesterday, it was anticipated supports. We were looking at this anchor to come into play, and that is that morning high at 10 o'clock, too high. Now, we were more aggressive than that. We got up to what was my premium level yesterday. I thought it was, we basically traded the 38 of this draw in the morning, and then we went straight up two targets and spent the rest of the day basically falling all the way back down into that 50% retracement, which just stuck. From there, we rotated up into the full halfway back short for the day. This, really the best trading action I thought was the second part of the day. In the morning, I thought it was fairly difficult to get into that long after missing that morning entry. And then the short didn't come till lunch began, 11:30. And when it came, it drove all the way back down where we anticipated it to come to, into that 50% retracement. And then we double tested it, second test there in the overnight session, and we've rallied. Now, we're at this halfway back short. It'll be interesting. We very well could, see selling pressure up here. I don't know if we will or will not. Jolts is going to definitely, I think, get a reaction here today. But if we do hold this extension, I just want to be aware of where those upside profit targets are, and that's going to be 22,000 basically. So 22,000 if we were to complete the profit target of the extension of which we pulled back yesterday. Coming out of this low here in the overnight session, we had an ATR bar down right around midnight, which was instantly bid, and then traditional to target, again, traditional here to target. So definitely want to pay attention to us staying above the 50% retracement from that overnight low to maintain that bullish bias coming out. I think if we start breaking below and not holding that level, we very well could see more continued selling pressure for the NASDAQ. So just be aware of that full 50% retracement. If we start leaking below it, seeing sellers below it, then I think we could lose control. But at this point in time, we've had two tests. Both of them have reacted well. It is in the general direction of the trend path of least resistance, which we've been trading over the last few days, which is higher. So I'm anticipating us to continue to trade higher unless we start trading back below. Really, if we start even getting back below the apex of this breakout, which is the center of the breakout, let's call it 21,745. That would be maybe a potential for us to crack it, but that's really what I'm looking at. So I'm not moving my premium level from the prior day. That's up at 21,835. I'd be a little wary of longs above that, and then a little wary of any new shorts below this extension unless we're really cracking it. Now, if we're cracking it and we have VIX bidding weak internals, we may eventually get all the way back down to the full halfway back long from the lows of last week, which is 21,430 in a ways away. So those are kind of the variations I'm looking at, and Jolts I think is going to be the mover here, and that's going to be at 10. So for the S&P 500, you have a similar situation here, except the ES just traded its full halfway back short for the day. If you go to that same anchor from Friday, we actually on the low, I think we pierced that 61, but I'm still going to use that as the anchor for the time being, and that would be the only thing that would make you question the validity of the continuation here. Is at the end of the day, we made a new low in the ES at 345. There was no new low in the NASDAQ, and then there was that aggressive bid right after that divergence straight up into the close. The NASDAQ got its full halfway back long, but so what I have here is, just because that ES pierced it, the potential is a little greater, I think, for us to get all the way down to this full halfway back long. So if we could get that level here today, which would be a 59.73, and there's enough news on the table for it to happen. just keep in mind that that level is down there. Otherwise, I probably won't really be participating in anything above here in the S&P 500. But I'm just going to stick to these two markets. Pretty simple trade plan. Definitely laying off the gas here in the morning. Just kind of want to wait for things to settle out. I don't really like that we're in the middle of the range right now for a positioning going into the news events. So with that being said, I'll share these levels with you guys in the room, and then probably after Jolts have some more comments. But at this point in time, I'm probably not. I'm not even going to be at my desk. So I'll talk to you guys in the Discord and share my level.